Curry Dog?
What up, everybody? Good morning. Here we go.
11 through 26.
Okay. 3, 4, 6 through 9, and 11 through 26. Mr. Clerk, please open the roll on those items. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Okay, so now let's move on to item 48, which is a closed session item that I believe was considered by the Public Works Committee. Councilmember Hernandez, do you have any
How are you?
guidance for us on this item?
Yes, Council President. The Public Works Committee considered this item in closed session. I recommend that we approve the City Attorney's recommendations.
Damn, girl, you need to button
Okay,
that up
Mr.
a little
Clerk,
bit.
Can you please read the settlement and the Public Works Committee
Yes, Madam President.
recommendations for item
titties.
48?
For item 48, in the case entitled Citizens
YouTube
for a Better
legit
Los Angeles
unscribed me.
versus
That's
City
how
of
it
Los
is,
Angeles,
Vince.
there is a recommendation to approve recommendation
how
number
commie
1
they are.
contained in the confidential City Attorney Report number R25-0423.
Okay, so let's, unless there's any speakers on this item, let's
better
open
go
the roll
check
for
him
item
out,
48.
Dave. It's his last day here. You better go get
Close
him.
the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay.
Sleazy
Let's move on
Marquise's
to
probably
closed
out
session
back
items
smoking a
49
joint
through
or something.
56, which have, I believe, already been considered by the Budget and Finance Committee, but I'll turn to Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Sucking somebody off,
who's our
who
Budget and
knows?
Finance Committee Chair for guidance. Councilmember? Items 49 through 56.
Thank you. Budget and Finance Committee considered and approved items 49 through 56 in committee on September 16th, and I recommend we approve these items.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, can you please read the settlement items for these items 49 through 56?
Yes, Madam President. For item 49, in the case relative to Hazelwood Patients Collective, there's a recommendation to approve the payment to the city in the amount of $498,665.46, inclusive of interest, to effectuate settlement. For item 50, in the case relative to ACOM Technical Services Incorporated, there is a recommendation to refund the overpayment of business taxes of $105,691.92.
Overpayment over
plus
100
accrued
grand.
interest. For item 51, in the case entitled Sylvia Elizabeth Hornquist versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $725,000 in settlement.
Almost $1 million.
For item 52, in the case entitled Inez Cabezas versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement.
All right, so we're almost
For
at $1
item
million right
53,
there.
in the
Just
case
those two.
entitled Martha Romero versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $175,000 in settlement.
1.1?
For item 54, in the case entitled Alexandra Gutierrez et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $195,000 in settlement. For
1.3
item
million lost?
55, in the case entitled Sylvia Perez versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $235,000 in settlement.
Million and a
For
half?
item 56, in the case entitled Sylvia Ann Melton versus County of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $250,000 in settlement.
Wow, million eight. Let's just call it a cool million eight. Damon, why don't you
provided
get the grapplers, Damon? Damon, why don't they just get a grappler like we have here in Idaho? That's why. Every day, another 1,000,008, 2 million, 3 million, gone. Frivolous lawsuits. Why don't they have this or that, Damon? Why don't they pit him at 160 miles an hour, Damon, like they do in Arkansas? That's why, Damon.
There's no additional comments. Mr. Clerk, can you please open the roll on these items?
That's why. And that's your money. That's my money.
Close
That's
the roll
our
and
money.
tabulate the vote.
That ain't their money. They can care
14
less.
ayes.
Big deal. Sue me.
Okay,
Fuck
what's
you.
next?
Go ahead. Sue me
The council may
twice.
now move on to
Their
public
money,
comment.
not mine.
Okay, great. Thank you, members. We are now going
First,
to move
they
on to
don't
public
care.
comment
It's
on
your
agenda items
money.
that are noticed for public hearing, and any items for which public hearings have not already been held.
Red seeds.
Public comment is going to be
Some
taken
of it
in
isn't
person
frivolous,
in the council
though,
chambers
Lisa.
only.
I'm sure some of it is legitimate.
Mr. City Attorney, can you please explain the rules to members of the public who are in the chamber today who are wishing to speak?
You paid it 200.
Yes, give me just one moment, please.
Man, his hair looks pretty decent 2 days in a row. What happened? Has he been watching fucking Smoking Scan and him talking? I see Spindler right there, third row back, behind the,
To people
the
providing
chicken
public
pink.
comment, when it's your turn to speak, please state which
And
of
I
the
see,
agenda items you'd like to speak
what's her
to.
name? Audit Ale.
You'll have
I'm
1
watching
minute
her
per
feed.
item, up to
She's
3
in
minutes
the
total
building
for the
on her
items
way to
open
there,
for public comment.
I believe.
We will tell you when your time is up.
So we'll see.
When speaking on the agenda items,
Wait, is she
you
going
must
outside
be on
or is
topic.
she going inside? No, she's
Our
going
goal
in.
is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council
Sorry,
president.
Battle.
At
Your
that
music
point,
career
you
is
need to
much
get
more
immediately
important than
and
me.
clearly
You
on
can always
topic.
watch me.
If you do not do so,
watch the
if you
replay.
again stray off topic,
Concentrate
you will
on the
forfeit
music.
the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next
Wait,
speaker.
audit can't get in now? Authorized
The items
personnel
open for
only?
public
Huh?
comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2, and items 29 through 47. So again, the items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2,
Lock her out?
and items
Look at this.
29 through 47.
Can't even get in.
Members of the
They won't let
public
her
may
in?
also speak for up to
What's
1
going
minute
on?
for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items
going
or
on
anything
here?
else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction.
Well, maybe it's down
A
this
couple
hall.
more announcements, if I could have
Maybe
the
they're working on the
interpreters make
hallway.
this first one allowed to the room, please.
Oh, yeah. That's
If
the
you
other one.
require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause
Same
every few
script, that's
sentences
it.
so the interpreters can interpret.
Si requieren un intérprete
Jack.
para español, por
Jake.
favor
Oye,
asegúrense de
Jake.
pausar después de cada frase para darle al intérprete la oportunidad a traducir.
Don't worry, we will pause your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
Y no se preocupen, les pausaremos el tiempo mientras el intérprete está hablando, entonces recibirán la misma cantidad de tiempo que las otras personas. Gracias.
Yeah, Liz,
Finally,
and you'd
in
figure
order to
someone
help us
that's,
run an
you
efficient
know,
public comment period,
you'd figure somebody who's smart enough like him to pass the bar would figure out how to record it and just play it. Or have the DEI sound guy say, hey, can you record my voice for 10 seconds and then just push play every morning?
please make sure to wait until
I know
you
how
hear
to
the
do
name
that.
you signed up under
You
called
figure they
aloud
do.
before
I
lining
can't
up.
pass the bar.
The order in which they are called
I
is
record
at
shit all
random,
the
that
time
is
and
to say
play
it
it
is
for you.
randomly generated. So once you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud, you can
All right,
line up
everybody.
in any order on your left-hand side of the council chambers. Thank you.
I mean, it's
I
just
will
so
begin
simple.
by calling the following names: Siba, Teresa, BBC Duarte, Delmira Gonzalez, and Mary Dana.
BBC Duarte, Big Black Cock Duarte. Oh, that has to be 3-inch shrimp signing up as that cop, Duarte. He's just too funny, bro. He's already making me cry. I miss fucking, what's his name? The guy used to bring in the big old dildo. You guys suck a fat one, just like this one. What's his name? Mike? Oh, God, what was his name? God, I see his face. Who
Good morning.
Who
Which
ate all the
items would
pussy?
you like to
here?
speak to?
Who is that guy? What's up,
I'll
Sox?
speak on
How
all
are you?
items
Good
in
morning,
general
Sox.
public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
All the items on
Mike
this agenda,
Greenspan,
like
thank
1
you,
and
chaos.
2, are just these clowns
Roll
going
bit.
through the motion and pretending they are doing something when they are only sitting there collecting their $25,000 per month salaries and creating even more homelessness by their incompetence. Item number 1 should be taken off the agenda because it does not solve any city problems. For example, it is a proposed adjustment to the sanitation department. How is this item number 1 by incompetent and corrupt Marquise Dawson and the rest of the clowns going to solve the city's problems like the tens of thousands of homeless? Item number 1 should be taken off the agenda.
Morning,
It should
Calamity.
receive a no vote if
What's up, neighbor guys?
indicted embezzling criminal current price is allowed to vote.
Hoosier.
Indicted criminals out on bail and on trial for voting on his wife's business with the city should not be allowed to vote. Item
right.
2 is just a worthless and it's for a liquor license. This item should be removed off the agenda of these incompetent clowns.
That's it.
These clowns have absolutely no idea how to increase the commerce and thereby the prosperity and jobs of the city. So they put alcohol licenses on the agenda. Marquise Dawson is incompetent and corrupt. I formally protest this item being on the agenda with tens of thousands of
What's up, Peter?
homeless in the city, and it's officially broke. I also formally protest the illegal September 26th meeting in Van Nuys and demand all items voted on to be immediately reversed. General public comment.
So did
Okay,
Daniel
so you have 1
Gus.
minute.
So did Daniel. He got that.
Public, when you hire clowns, you get a circus. With all the massive city problems, this is how these clowns have run the city into the ground by just sitting there collecting their $20,000 to $30,000 per month salary. $1 billion budget emergency by giving $1 billion increase to LAPD last year. Tens of thousands of homeless epidemic emergencies, 275 billion fire damage emergency, and Sleazy D and the rest of these clowns they're giving stupid presentations with nothing on the agenda. No plan at all. Nothing. The circus of incompetence is unbelievable. Sleazy Marquise Dawson, CD8, has the highest incarceration rate, the highest homeless rate, the highest unemployment rate in the entire United States.
Jesus.
Over 12.5%. CD8 is a near complete food desert.
12%.
Sleazy D has spent over $10 million on luxury offices.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call Hottie Katie, Diddy Netanyahu, Julian Zuniga, Herman Mandigo, and Ana Hernandez.
Hernan Mandingo, Diddy Netanyahu.
Good morning.
Sí, buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Delmira González y quiero un intérprete en español, por favor.
And which items would you like to speak to?
Sí, ¿sobre cuáles temas quiere hablar?
De los aumentos de los utensilios que van a hacer en la ciudad.
I want to speak about the raise in utilities in the city.
I love Robot Lady. She's awesome. We used to hear her husband, too. Hopefully her husband's okay.
No sé qué número es.
I don't know what number it is.
Her husband called in first. Then she'd call in.
I
and They
believe it's number
tag
1.
team.
So you have 1 minute for item number 1. Go ahead.
Un minuto.
I don't hear him anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Mi comentario es de que nosotros estamos aquí para hablar. Yo soy de Proyecto Pastoral y estoy aquí para hablar de este problema porque nosotros somos personas mayores y para que den ese aumento en los utensilios.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Yes, I'm here to speak because I'm from Project
DRT,
Pastoral, and us older
Dr.
people
Fist or
are struggling with the increases in prices.
DRT Fist?
No estamos de acuerdo porque somos personas mayores y ya recibimos el seguro social. Entonces es una tarifa que siempre están dando y pues es como poner una familia en la calle.
And we are not in agreement with it because as we are receiving Social Security, it's like this is an extra tariff. And honestly, we're just basically at risk of just being out on the street.
Y yo estoy aquí para decirles que analicen bien porque no queremos más familias en las calles porque ahorita tenemos demasiadas familias y todavía más. Entonces analicen bien este problema porque a muchas familias nos afecta. Gracias.
And I am telling you this, please analyze this problem well because we do not want any more families out on the streets. There are already plenty of families that are now homeless. So please analyze this well. Do your job well. Thank you.
You want Mexican food? Well, it's Taco Tuesday. I had Mexican food last night. Enchilada with a taco.
Good morning. You have
rice
3
and
minutes for
beans.
the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Thank you very much, Attorney Smoking Scan. Let's start with item number 31.
He hates it.
如果你不爱我，就把我的心还我。你用爱换走青春，我还留下什么？如果你还爱我，就什么话都别说，就跟我一路狂奔，就不要想太多。痴情不是罪过的，忘情不是洒脱。为你想到撕心裂肺，有什么结果？你说到底为什么？都是我的错的，都把爱情想得太美，现实太诱惑。到底为什么？这让你更难过的，这样爱你除了安慰还能怎么做？寂寞，寂寞是谁的错？寂寞让你那么脆弱，我们不要继续再这么沉默。这段感情应当要保持联络。我不想不问是什么星座，这个时代为什么那么多的迷惑？寂寞，寂寞就变得冷漠。这样下去，我们之间还能有什么？没错，还是我那么多的冷漠，让你感觉到无比的失落。不过，一个女人的心不仅仅渴望得到的一个承诺，我害怕欺骗，也害怕寂寞，更害怕我的心会渐渐的掉落。Item number 32，爱情。不是随便许诺，好了，不想再说了。Yo，let's go，homie。 有什么样的情，
Let's go,
有什么
homie.
样的爱，用什么样的爱还什么样的债。我知道你的心里有些想不开，可是我的心里永远的全是爱。你回头看看我，不要再沉默。你说到底你想追求个什么结果？我知道你在躲，你为什么不说？你情愿让这样的思念把我淹没，出卖我的爱的，逼着我离开的，最后知道真相的我眼泪也掉下来，出卖我的爱。你背了良心债，但就算再多付出感情再
Yeah, I
买
think
不
it's
回来。
Mandarin.
当初是你要分开，分开就分开，现在又要明着爱的把我哄回来。但爱情不是你想买就能卖的，让我睁开让我明白放手你的爱，出卖你的爱的，背着你离开，看到痛苦的你，我的眼泪也掉下来，出卖你的爱，我背了良心债，就算付出再多感情再买不回来。当初是我要分开，后来才明白，现在要我的钟爱把你哄回来。我明白是我错了的，爱就像你说的，它不是买卖，就算千金来买都不卖。Now let's move
And I
on
can
to
tell you they're
item
real.
number 33.
That's a real language because I get
Item number
copyright
33.
strikes from China.
你不知道我到底多爱你，Dana，你可不可以
Dana got her own
和
song.
我在一起？Dana，你一直藏在我心里，Dana，你不知道，Dana，不知道，Dana，你每次呼吸是我的动力，Dana，没有你我根本无法呼吸，Dana，你的双眼深深地迷着我，Dana，你不知道，Dana，不知道，Dana，我来到美国就是为了你，Dana，我真的很想和你在一起，Dana，你一举一动竟让我着迷
Bro, look at him back there.
Dana，你不知道，Dana，不知道，That's what makes you beautiful. Now let's move on to general public comment. Yes, right now I am aware that our city is in a budget crisis, city attorney. But however, we are $800 million in deficit, but you are continue to purchasing special LA Convention Center project. Right now, we are losing so much money, and our city attorney continue to offering special services for illegal criminals. And we are losing so much money, and our city attorney continue to refuse, continue to lay off LA city worker, continue to firing people. And we are in a huge budget deficit, but our crime has been skyrocketed, and our city attorney still not doing anything. What's the solution for that? We can make sure that Mr. Spindler elected for the city one, including every single smoking scam member, elect Spindler, Council District 1, 2026. Let's go, Spindler!
And before the next speaker comes up and begins, for people who are just tuning in, I see a lot of new faces. That you are not watching The Voice or America's Got Talent. People express themselves in many different ways. I promise you that it can get much worse than that. To the last speaker, just again, we'll make the offer. If you would like
Here you go,
a
John
foreign
D.
language interpreter, if you let us know roughly 48 hours in advance, we will do our best to get that for you. Mr. Herman, you are up, as discussed earlier. There's no reason for you to bring all of your items up. Do not disrupt or delay this meeting. This is your first and only formal warning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Wow.
There's out in L.A.
No prior impermissible verdict
Thank
here.
you. Stay tuned.
Well, let's read into the verdict here, Smoke and Scam.
Up there's 3.
Why, during our great Bureau of Sanitation people here, who should be given a raise effectively, immediately as I speak, because they got a lot of shit and trash to pick up in our streets.
True.
Right?
It's true.
And without the process of getting their ass to work, it does no good or justice in this system at a time when we're looking to cut off jobs, save the deficit, and create a budget that we can't control. So you decide what we do for the great men and women who pick up your shit and trash and bulky items, big head. Now, item number 2, asshole. Bar license number 317-217 for the record. I'm talking. Hey, Korean boy, I'm talking. Now,
Got to stay on topic, Mr. Herman.
that's right, Sambo, I am. Relative to the fucking application for the fucking determination of public convenience, I find no necessity for more indulgence in the fucking alcohol that can create inability to work, inability to fuck, inability to do what the fuck you're supposed to do as a citizen of the United States of America, and that is to control your fucking drinking habit. Did you know that drinking is a drug? Did you know that drinking can cause you to have a big head with a dot on your face like you, Korean boy?
And you've exhausted your 1 minute on item number 2. Please move on to another item.
Well, I haven't finished on the alcohol sales and beverages for the off-site consumption.
You've concluded your
Already.
time on that item. This is your first
Uncle
warning.
Tom. All right, what number you want me to be on? How about the Olympics on 28, Uncle Tom? Yeah, the Olympics.
Sorry, you said
the
item 28.
Olympics.
Item number 28 is not open for public comment. You've been warned multiple times. This is your last warning. Stick to the items that are open for public comment, or I'm going to move you to general public
All
comment.
right, well, Smoking Scan said I should be like on item 34 or 35. Let's see, is he right?
Those are fine.
Smoking Scan, those are fine. I got so much fucking time on my mind. Matter of fact, 34, motion by Fat Hernandez and Jawardo. Fuck you in CD14. Clean up your act. Now into my non-agenda public comment.
1 minute.
Prior impermissible restraints means that I cannot say fuck. Prior impermissible restraint means that you, I, and the public behind me can't say fuck you too. But according to Cohen versus California, vulgarity is one man's and it is another man's lyric. Now, what do I mean by that, big head attorney? Bar license 317-217. It means that, yes, Bagdasarian versus the United States, Whitney versus California, and the United States Supreme Court under 42 U.S.C. 1983 grants me that privilege as the first motherfucker, badass nigga to say fuck you.
Mr. Clerk, please pause the speaker's time. Speaker, you have used the N-word, which is a violation of Council
didn't
Rule
use
7.
the
This is your
N-word.
only warning, and any use of this word in any
When
of
did he
its
use the
variations
N-word?
is described in Rule 7. May not be used in this council meeting again by you or any other member that wishes to speak. Any future council member or any future
didn't hear
council
that.
committee
Did he
meeting,
say
if you
that?
violate this rule again,
He did? I didn't
you
hear
will
him.
forfeit your speaking time, and you could be subject to removal pursuant to Council Rules 7 and 12. Mr. Clerk, please, for the record, make a note that Mr. Herman is a habitual violator of this rule and has had several warnings across several meetings, including a handful of dismissals.
He's a habitual line stepper.
He's a habitual line stepper.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
Your
general
discretion
public
is
comment.
advised.
Jimmy. So today is the biggest fuck in the ass of everything we've ever seen in life. The KKK, KDR, Slavsky, John Grant increases in the trash fees. Now, you see, under the law, you can only fucking have fees where it is enough to use the service. But what KKK, Katie, and the rest of these criminals here in this place did is they tripled the trash fees. So starting October the 1st, you're going to get your bill. It ain't going to say $78. It's going to say $380 fucking dollars.
And you wonder why your
That's
rent
right.
goes up.
And they're raising the motherfucking money because the city's bankrupt, because they can't stop fucking talking and not paying attention to public comment, Buckethead.
That's
So
it.
now we get to the Olympics. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Sorry, which
You're
item are you
bankrupt.
speaking to?
You're fucking bankrupt. See, Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put bonds without a vote of the voters. $130 million a year for the next 30 fucking years. Alone in the interest payments, not including the overrun charges, because if there's overruns, you have to increase the authorization by MECLA to sell more bonds. Now, if Buckethead over there would have waited till January, the Fed is going to reduce interest rates 2 more times. It would have saved the city how much, Buckethead? $99.4 million in 10 years. But he don't give a fucking shit. It's not his money.
That's right.
So you've exhausted your 1 minute on item 47. Please move on to another item,
You're going to have a heart
or you can move on to general public comment.
Now, you get to the liquor license by Bob Blobenbleld. In honor of Yom Kippur, he takes off his yarmulke and stuffs the cash underneath his little tiny hat. And he says, I want 5960 Canoga Avenue to sell more liquor so you can beat more bitches. Because you see, you got to get drunk. You think I got coffee in here, motherfucker? And so I get a cutting up of this shit. I slap any bitch in front of me, fool. That's right. Why don't I have a TRO? Because when you have a problem with the TRO, contact Jacoby and Myers. Jacoby and Myers for all your legal
So
needs.
there's nothing to do with the agenda items. You have 1 minute for general public
Now,
comment.
Let's get to that fat little Arleta Parrot bitch over there, Imelda Louisa Padilla, that can't even show up to her own fucking meeting Friday after a goddamn week of vacation. Down
There she is.
200 fucking feet from her office, we met on Friday. And she drugged Marchese, a known black man, all the way out of South Central to risk his life to drive into Van Nuys past all the gangs just so he could hold a meeting. And you know what happened? He ran his little ass out to his car and he said, I gotta get out of here. I'm in the ghetto. That's right, fool. So you see, Imelda don't show up to her own goddamn meeting. And then, of course, Kern Price showed up because I had to congratulate him on his 12 felony charges. Let's give him a hand. And then finally, everybody, you have Board of Public Works Commissioner, Mr. Grant, and Mr. Grant will testify to you. Finally, you have a good day, niggas and cunts.
Oh, is he going to get it too?
Before the next speaker begins,
Nope,
I would
I guess
like to
not.
call up
I'm sorry, can you hold?
Begum.
Sorry, before you Mr. Spindler, this is your first and only formal warning. Do not disrupt this meeting by yelling out. The staff are trying to read out names so we can continue with public comment. If you do it again, you'll be subject to removal.
That giant hair sticking
I'm sorry.
out the
Can you start reading those names over again? Apologies.
Oh, they didn't even catch
Yes,
the N word
thank you.
there.
So before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Fatima Begum, Julian Markowitz, Lorna Paisley, Smoking Scan, and Damon Henyard.
Damon Henyard? Bro, come on. All right, that's first off, that's
items
6
would you like to
smoking
speak to?
scans.
Buenos días a todos, señores concejales. Mi nombre es Ana Hernández. Quiero hablar acerca del tema número 1 y comentario público.
Permíteme, por favor, tiene un minuto para cada uno de esos.
Damon
You
Henyard.
have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Un minuto para el artículo y tiene un minuto para comentario general público, si me permite. Good day, members of the council. My name is Ana Hernandez, and I would like to talk about article number 1 and also general public comment. Continúe.
Bueno, la razón que yo estoy aquí, yo soy residente de vivienda pública, la más grande que está aquí en Los Ángeles. Y la razón que estamos bastante preocupados, los residentes que ahí habitamos, porque muchos de estos residentes somos personas mayores,
Diane.
personas que están discapacitadas.
Gracias. So the reason I am here is because I am a resident of public housing, one of the largest, and we are here because we are frankly worried. A lot of us are senior citizens. A lot of us are people with disabilities. Continúe.
Y también personas que necesitan aparatos especiales porque están enfermos de los pulmones y todas estas máquinas necesitan de electricidad y otros gastos
Thanks,
que
Ken.
se requieren. Entonces las personas que ahí vivimos de un ingreso muy bajo al resto de la población.
Thank you, Ken Harford.
Gracias. And not only that, but also people who need devices. People who need devices for breathing, need to be hooked up onto special machines, so we need electricity. And there are other expenses that we need to pay for. And we are people who are very low income compared to the rest of the population. Continúe, por favor.
Este tema es sumamente delicado para todos nosotros
Thank you,
porque
Salty
es
Five-O.
algo que es muy esencial para la vida de los residentes.
This is a subject that's very delicate because
They are
it's something
salty.
that's essential for the life of all of these residents.
They are
Continúe.
gold.
Entonces, este aumento de tarifa del gas
General.
es bastante para nosotros, para los ingresos que nosotros tenemos. Tenemos que pagar la basura, tenemos que pagar aseguranza si hay alguna otra cosa que se tiene que darle mantenimiento.
And so this increase on gas is too much for us. We have other things to pay for. We have to pay for trash. We have to pay for insurance just in case there's anything that needs to be maintained.
Who did you vote for,
Continúe,
ma'am?
por favor.
El salario y los gastos no van de acuerdo a
Like the guy you
este
voted
aumento de basura y de electricidad.
What we make, it doesn't match our expenses or this increase in electricity and waste management. Continúe.
Entonces ustedes, yo personalmente les pido y a nombre de los residentes de vivienda pública que por favor tomen el asunto en sus manos y que puedan llegar
Bobby,
a un
you'd be
acuerdo
surprised.
para no aumento de estas tarifas.
So I ask personally, and I ask on behalf of the residents of public housing, for you guys to come up to a resolution to put a stop to these increases. Thank you.
How hard is it to go get a fake ID in
Continúe.
MacArthur Park and go down and vote?
Thank you.
How fucking
Perdón,
hard
es
is
todo,
that?
gracias.
That's all. Thank you.
20 minutes, $30.
Morning.
You'll have
Assume
your
all
ID.
items and general public comment.
Yes, sir.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
May
general.
not get a
Just
ballot-
as a
a
reminder
ballot,
to everybody in the
you
room,
know, mailed to
the
you,
items that are
but you
currently
can
open for
certainly go
public
into a
comment
voting
are items
booth.
1 and 2, and items 29 through 47. So again, you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead and begin with the items. Thank you.
Okay. But Mr. President, I just want to let you know, I have a hard time, and Mr. Attorney, focusing on what to speak on with the agenda items, because Mr. Lee owes me an apology, and he still hasn't done it.
So I'm going to ask that you can speak to that during general, but for the first
Okay.
2
Well, I
minutes-
just want to say, so if I get off topic, Smoke and Scan understands, but that's
Okay.
the reason why. Okay.
Please, understood.
All
Please
right,
stay
so
on
we'll-
topic.
we'll
for
get
the
on-
Stay
next-
on
we'll try to
topic.
get
We don't
on
want to hear about
topics
that
here.
guy. There's seven. Seven.
Okay, so first of all, I do want to say anything that Mr. Lee is proposing in these available things, I'm going to say vote
That
no
too,
because
Joe.
he owes me an
That too.
apology. So, Mr. President, until he gives me that apology, vote no on all his items, please. Now the one, on a serious note, the one where you want to put the lights out for human trafficking and child trafficking, I 100% support that. But I'm here to remind you that there's all different kinds of trafficking. There's sex trafficking, there's labor trafficking. And I'm here to mention that the labor trafficking happens, allegedly, I'll say that just for legal clarification, by Scientology, okay, trafficking children from all different parts of the world, okay, and bringing them here, and then they end up in labor situations, and they end up, many victims have come forward saying that they were trafficked, and they had to do hard labor, and then they were also sexually assaulted because of the lack of protection. So when you are lighting City Hall for the victims of human trafficking, can you please remember that it's still going on under your nose because this has not stopped. There is still human trafficking going on, and there's still people coming forward about it, and just remember that. I guess I can't talk about all the firefighter stuff because I'm like, yeah, about time you guys are putting in for the firefighters because, you know, we should have done this before the big fire, but I know that's off topic. So, like I said, I'm a little distracted. Smoke and Scan gets it because Mr. Lee owes me an apology. Okay, let's go to the one where where you're trying to hire an expert. I think that's number 2. And yes, you guys need expert advice up in here. Isn't that the one?
That's items 3 or 5, which are not open for public comment. Item number 2
you
is
closed a
an
lot on
alcohol,
us. Okay.
an application for determination of public convenience or necessity.
I told you I'm off. Okay, so I'm 1 and 2. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Well, she knows Jessica. They're all in that kind of
Smoke and
same
Scan will
group.
be patient with me.
There's
Hopefully
9.
you will, too.
Shout out to Audit LA. There's 9.
Anyway, okay, number 1. No, you should not be raising any fees on anyone. Not the ambulance fees, not this fees, not any fees. Why do the people get punished for your ineptitude to, hey, how about listening to the CAO? Mr. Zabo sits here all the time saying, no, we don't have the money for this. We don't have the money for that. Do you guys listen? No. So we have to pay for it. Why? Okay.
General public comment?
Public comment. Again, shout out to Smoke and Scan.
There's 10.
Thank you for, I love that they're here, that Smoke and Scan's here is watching all this nonsense. Mr. Lee, you still owe me an apology. We're not forgetting you being on vacation for a week.
11.
I did not forget. Mr. President, you're not listening. And see, you're setting a bad example, sir. You're setting a bad, you owe me an apology now again. Mr. President, come on.
Hey, so can we
you
pause
were
for time?
leading a good example.
So members
Is
of the
that
public,
an apology?
hold on.
Is that the
Speaker, your time
apology?
is paused.
Gay Luigi in there.
All right.
Hold on, Speaker. Your time is paused. Members of the public,
Gay
please
Luigi.
do not disrupt other people's public comment period. If you want to clap, if you want to boo, please hold that until after the public speaker is finished. I'm sorry. We paused your time. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so bang the gavel so Mr. Lee has to do the right thing. All right, I'm here to talk about the Faith and Blue event coming on October 11th this year, okay? LAPD is joining forces, and I get it. It's a national event. I don't have a problem with the event itself. But you guys are doing it with Scientology this year and Hollywood Division. How many times, I've been here for a year telling you about what's going on and why you should not be in bed with Scientology anymore. So I don't understand why that's going on, especially since victims want to feel safe to come forward. Thank you.
Shout out to Audit LA. Thank you for all the shout outs. That's the Audit. Follow her on YouTube, Audit LA.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'm talking about item 1.
Item number 1? Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Julian Zuniga. I'm an RCTO with the City of LA. I'm here to express my support for the proposed rate increase. I'm a shop steward representing the workers in sanitation. And I know that these increases are to support not just residential collections, but the full suite of programs, such as the multi-family bulky item pickup, the Christmas tree recycling, the move in and move out support, and other work that sanitation workers do. This is an important and necessary raise. Thank you.
They have to come and beg for money to get a raise to help clean up the city while they're shoveling money
For the next speaker
for the
begins, I'd like to call up
convention
Kirsten
center to be
Peterson,
redone when it doesn't
Paul
need to be.
Morales, Kelly, John Norton, and Maribel.
Got it.
Good morning. Which
Shovel
items would you
$3
like to speak
billion to
I
them,
wanna
but
speak
give
to
nothing to the
item,
people that clean the city.
number
Got
1.
it.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you,
My
Salty
name is
50.
Lorna Paisley. I live in Lake Balboa. I think the increases on pickup is too high, 20
Shout out to
months,
Century
$20
Station, 105 and
extra
Imperial.
in a
Low
month.
smoke is good. Thank
And
you,
then
Salty
by
50.
the 2029, it'll almost
Shout out
be
to you guys
double.
over there.
Food's going up every day. Insurance goes up. Healthcare goes up. Everything goes up. And then I was on one of the Zoom meetings, and they said, what would be the consequence of not passing the bill? And
No, Nick.
somebody said, well, then you probably would lose your street cleaning. Well, guess what? I've been here 12 years, and I've seen one street sweeper go by my house, so I don't care. I'll keep cleaning my streets for not having a big increase in pickup. And I think you need to find better ways to help people recycle. I belong to something called Ridwell, and I recycle a lot of goods through them, so it doesn't go into the garbage can, and you should be able to find something too. Be innovative, be creative, find some other way to lower the garbage.
See, Nick, what you need
And
to...
I also am a little skeptical about the price increase because I saw what they did with the homeless money.
Next speaker.
Yeah. You know, again, these, I'm not for the privately owned trash companies. I'm talking about city sanitation.
Which items would you,
You
like
know,
to speak to?
311
This
when
is
you
a general
bulk
public
the item
comment.
pickups.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
They're
Thank
working
you.
for the
And
city.
good morning, Council. My name is Julian Markowitz.
I
I'm
know.
here today to ask for your assistance and to raise serious concerns about my landlord, Grubb Properties, and their management firm, Avenue 5 Property Management. I'd like to commend my Councilmember Soto Martinez, as his office was the first to respond to a series of letters I wrote to various public officials on this subject. His office dispatched a young staffer, Nicholas, to my building earlier this month. I'm the Tenants Association chairman in my building, and my neighbors and I have experienced endless issues. On September 19th, the Los Angeles Department of Housing cited my building for 3 different violations. Since I started my tenants association, I've been the object of threats and retaliation from my landlord. Of course, I can't share the details of our situation in this forum, but I humbly ask that you take my remarks to heart and follow up with me on this matter. Thank you.
Yeah. All the pressing issues they don't care about. They just care about getting money.
My name is Maribel Gonzalez. I'm asking for Mr. Marquis Harris'
Okay,
attention,
good morning.
please.
So which items
I
would
have
you like
asked
to
you many
speak to?
times. I have presented
Okay.
myself in your office.
Speaker. All right. 1 minute for general public comment.
Constituent office, and you do not accept your constituents. You don't have public hearing meetings, but yet you want to raise trash. My street smells like pee because you take your money to the west side of Los Angeles, and WAS is like shit.
What's up, Ian?
What do you do for our community? Just talk. All of you guys, all you have done is just talk amongst yourselves. You're not hearing the public. Why are you here? Why do you take office? I visited your office. I emailed you. I've spoken to your people, and you are nowhere to be found. More or less, you don't even respond to my issues that I have.
Preach.
No on lifting utilities, trash. It is steal. You want to raise trash 3 times as much. I am talking to you, sir. We pay you. We pay you. We pay all of you. Taxes. You do want to charge us on time, then you have to provide services on time. Homeless.
Speaker, your time has expired.
ain't
We have to go on to
wrong.
the next speaker. And before
I like
we
her
do,
skull shirt.
we've been very patient, but the woman on the left-hand side of the council chambers near the pillar who was holding up the sign, please do not disrupt the public comment. This is your first and only formal warning. Same with the gentleman who's standing next to you in the black jacket and the black.
All they want is
thick-rimmed
more of
glasses.
your money.
Please do not
And
disrupt.
meanwhile,
other
they don't
people's
do
public
anything.
comment.
Nothing
Good
was
morning.
working right in the city.
So,
Not one thing.
Which items would
Not
you
the
like
lights,
to speak to?
not the trash
Item one.
pickup, not
Okay, so you have
anything.
1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
Nothing
Good
is
morning.
working
My name
right.
is Paul Morales. I am
for
here
the
to
DEI
express my
system.
support for the proposed rate increase. As a proud worker for the City of Los Angeles Sanitation Department, I know these fees cover more than just trash. They also pay for services like unlimited bulky pickup, Christmas tree collection, and safe centers for disposal waste. That's it. Thank you.
Red shirt guy.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
I believe there's only one way to solve persistent problems with the police in this city and elsewhere, and that is to have investigators from the National Guard look into police misconduct. There are basic nuts and bolts reasons why this is true. Fortunately for us, it costs residents nothing for our representatives to ask the governor for this highest level of police oversight. Unfortunately, though, the city council won't do it, and they won't explain why. If anyone else thinks we're entitled to this highest level of police oversight, please say so. Whether it's obvious or not, police are being threatened and, people are being threatened and worse. And if anyone thinks I'm getting something wrong, please go to my Twitter and educate me. And that's for anyone here or anyone on Smoke and Scan or whatever. It's at MACKERM2. Thank you.
That's 12. That's a full dozen. We're not even done yet. Full done.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi, number one.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the
Thank
item.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Red
thank you.
shirt.
I realize our city, state, and country face larger issues than trash increases. However, before the city considers raising rates for the same level of trash and recycling services, I'd like to suggest exploring an additional recycling option that could improve outcomes for Los Angeles residents. It's widely held perception that much of what goes in the blue bins ultimately ends up in landfills. This perception erodes public trust in our system and makes future increase rates harder to justify. I'm asking, instead of asking Angelinos to pay more for the same service, I urge the city council to partner with the company TerraCycle, TerraCycle.com. TerraCycle specializes in truly hard to recycle materials and already partners with municipalities and corporations across the country. By exploring a partnership, Los Angeles could demonstrate leadership. Thank you, appreciate it.
It's like that flame shirt, Diane.
All right, that concludes public comment.
Oh, come on. What about all the other guys?
Morning's
Film the police
meeting.
guy. Look at him looking up.
Exhausted our time for public comment. It's 11:05. This morning, Mr.
Get
Clerk,
loud.
what's before us?
Get loud.
Mr. President,
Get
the
loud.
public hearing for item 1 is now closed. No action is required for this item.
All right, what's next?
The council may now vote on items 2, 29 through 32,
take a full dozen.
34, 35, 37 through 44, and 46.
All right, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, this gentleman in the black glasses and black T-shirt, I believe Mr. Grote, he's been warned.
Yes, Mr.
If
President.
not, this is your first warning.
So, Mr. President, he has been warned and is eligible for removal.
All right, he's ordered removed pursuant to Rule 7 and Rule 12.
Sorry, Gay Luigi. You gone, son.
So
They put you in the
Speaker,
warp zone and shit.
You have been, public comment has been closed. You were previously warned for disrupting another speaker. You have now been ordered removed from this council chamber for disrupting the proceedings.
Better stop it. I do, Jay Wade.
Mr. President, for the record, the ordinance for item 46 will be held over to Friday, October 31st, 2025 for second consideration pursuant to
There's
Charter
the link
Section
to the merch
1168A.
and all that.
All right.
That link right
can we go to item number 47?
Second one down,
Yes, sir.
smokeandscan.com. Click on that.
Item
You'll see
47
the
was
shop.
called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky for a separate vote.
All right, comments, Councilmember?
I forgot the
Okay.
baseball
All right,
games
let's
on.
open the roll on this item.
All
Close the
kinds of
roll.
playoff
Tabulate the
baseball
vote.
going.
11 ayes, 3 noes.
Mr. President, for the record, the ordinances for item 47 will be held over to Tuesday, October 7, 2025 for second consideration due to the lack of a unanimous vote.
I figured you
All
were
right,
just
what's next?
sorting it for them and they
council
were
may not
making the
consider
money
item
off you.
27.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clerk,
Sell
Councilmember
it to
Rodriguez.
China.
I'd also like to
Then
be
China
registered
would
as a
then
no
burn it.
vote.
All right,
And for the record, that would be 10 ayes and 4 noes.
all right, what's next?
The council may now consider item 27, called special by council members Jurado and Rahman for comments.
Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you, Council President.
I'm sorry,
Calling-
Ms. Jurado.
Just really fast. What happened to all the people that kept telling me, Tigers, Tigers, how about them Tigers, Tigers? Did you guys burn a 6-game lead? Now you're here? Best of 3 against Cleveland. Here we go. We'll see.
Sir, you've been removed pursuant to the council rules.
Y'all better
Madam
win
in the
after
black
all
tank
that.
top, you've been warned.
Full year telling me how good you guys were doing.
Mr. City Attorney.
Didn't even win the division.
So, Mr. President, the woman in the black tank top has also been warned and is eligible for removal for continuing to disrupt this meeting.
Just take my life away. Just take my life. Kill me. Stop it. Stop it. You guys can still hear it, right? At least we can watch from audit
And
side.
Mr. President, would you also like to have the woman in the black tank top removed as well? She has been warned multiple times at this point.
Sir, you're removed. You continue to disrupt the meeting. I don't know if it's possible to have a multi-day suspension, Mr. City Attorney, but this
multi-day.
person has certainly earned it.
Stop it. Double secret probation. Stop it. I thought you guys were so inclusive. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. I guess not. I guess we're not so inclusive after all. Oh.
Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I supported this item in committee because we were assured by the CAO that there's meaningful flexibility to revisit and update the bed plan as needed.
Payton.
But I do have serious concerns about how we're defining which beds count, the lack of clarity around La Casa funding eligibility, and the sustainability of the TLS approach. If we're creating time-limited placements without a plan for what happens after 2 years, especially for residents on fixed incomes, we're simply kicking the can down the road. I'll be voting yes today because we have limited time before we have to submit this to the court, but I expect this council to stay vigilant and proactive in holding our partners accountable to long-term equitable outcomes. Thank you.
You didn't have to, Fifu.
Councilmember Rahman.
You didn't have to.
Thank you so much.
Just
Colleagues,
up
I wanted to just
against the
flag what
machine.
we are approving today.
Enough to get you kicked out.
We are approving a plan to
That's the
fill the
machine.
gap in beds for the rest of the Alliance settlement. Essentially, the CAO has proposed that we fill this gap with time-limited subsidies, which is both cost-effective
machine.
and has excellent outcomes for participants. And this is an approach that I support. And Councilmember Jurado, this focus on the effectiveness of TLS overall is part of the TLS working group's efforts, which has reported back to the council, to the committee, and I hope can report to this full council as well. But colleagues, the original recommendations included instructions to find additional funding to fill gaps for these beds, but those gaps assumed that we would be keeping our entire universe of beds intact that we are investing in right now for the duration of the settlement. It was missing crucial information about the cost per bed across the entire system, which we asked for,
Jen.
and so far have received in part, but we need the rest of the information and need time to analyze
calamity.
that information, including our newly available information about performance and outcomes across interventions. If we fund the beds, are they full? Are people
Did you get
returning
him?
to homelessness or staying housed? That analysis needs to be done
Holy
to
shit.
ensure
You need to
that
check
we are
that
spending
play.
our money wisely and keeping as many people
they need to
housed as
review that,
possible,
exactly.
especially at a time when
Review.
we're seeing cuts at the state level and at the federal level that will impact us across our
Holy
entire
smokes, what just
system.
happened?
We cannot make recommendations about funding without doing this analysis and responding to full council about what that analysis means for how our shelter bed system operates today. Please note that I've
he's
also
safe.
submitted a letter
He's
to the
safe.
county
This
which is
ball game is
undertaking a
tied.
similar assessment. In Council
He is
525-002-S8,
is
asking them
fucking
to do
safe.
the same thing. Because right now they are
Better
proposing
reverse
to
that
make
call.
cuts without any data about outcomes or performance of their interventions, nor without any information about costs. To cut these beds without asking these questions would be a
Hey.
disservice to our housed
Leave it
and
tied
unhoused
up.
residents alike. So colleagues, I
Didn't
hope that you
make the
join
tag
me
on
in
him.
supporting these
So he
altered
was already
recommendations
halfway
and
through the
in
bag.
ensuring that we have an analysis of our
Easy call.
entire bed inventory that meets this moment. Thank you.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
That should be
Thank you. And I just
overturned on
wanted
the field.
to chime in on the TLS situation because what we
Say.
do have
There you go.
is a
Game's
dynamic
tied.
where it's been reported some of the
when
challenges
you're
with
unbiased,
LASA
how you could just,
and how they
without a
have
doubt, just say
mismanaged
that's
the
real.
TLS
That's
dollars
insane.
in implementing this.
1-1.
It is an important method to help ensure that we can accelerate, and it's actually demonstrated its ability to help facilitate more
By a
individuals
mile.
getting into a
He was
permanent
safe by a
solution. So we know
mile.
it's functionally, it works. However, it could be better when we have a trusted partner that could help to administer it in such a manner that we could actually trust that our dollars are being used in a prudent fashion.
Shut up,
That
Meg.
being said, as we look ahead to the use of the TLS program to help fulfill our obligations, not just with respect to the Alliance agreement, but more so as a cost-effective way to us ensure that we can house more people quickly
You must have
and
Dish,
more
Hank.
successfully. I want to make sure that we
DirecTV
flag
is
something
ahead
that
of
we
Dish.
haven't really addressed, is that we have continued to see an increase among families that are falling into homelessness. And one of the issues that TLS has, or most of our efforts have really focused on, have been on the single individual solutions.
Go ahead,
which
run 90 feet
I
away.
understand that works for the numbers. But in terms of broadening our impact with more families that are falling into homelessness, we can actually get more bang for our buck when we talk about TLS
Ooh, I don't
being
know, Wolf.
applied for families.
Both are good teams.
And making sure that we stretch our dollars. Because so many of the programs and so many of the housing solutions that are being developed and are in the pipeline are addressing single individuals. But it absolutely misses the
Fire
mark on
stick?
addressing the more growing and chronic problem that we're facing in this
Makes
city.
sense.
And that is more families that are falling into homelessness as well. So for the families, the students, I know in my district, so many young people that have, at school, have
I
had
think
to
those are lungs.
self-identify and
I
let
don't think those are
the
trees.
schools
I think
know
that's
that
those
they're
are
falling
lungs.
into homelessness. We have an obligation to have
esophagus.
comprehensive conversations about the solutions that we're deploying and
Could be
making
wrong.
sure that we have external partners that are actually effective and transparent about the use of our taxpayer dollars in helping to fulfill these goals. So I look forward to the continued work on this and making sure that we address it in a timely and expedited fashion.
Ending of the inning?
And again, I'm happy to see that we're finally making some progress in addressing what is an actual cost-effective solution with taxpayer dollars and not squandering it on programs that frankly are upwards of $100,000 for a single individual annually. Thank you.
Doesn't matter. They're not
Mr.
paying for it
Blumenfield.
anyways. We have to.
Echo what all my colleagues have said on this and emphasize that this is sort of a floor, not a ceiling. This is getting this bed plan together, but we have the ability to revisit it. In terms of families, I think that's really important. And the other aspect of that, just when you were talking, is that shared housing can be part of this too. If TLS is flexible, that's one of the most cost-effective ways that we've been able to get people off the streets. And if we use TLS properly, we could actually extend the time of TLS using shared housing and other creative solutions. So my hope is that this conversation will continue and we will come up with creative solutions that help our families, that promote shared housing, and at the end of the day that we can again revisit this as we narrow in on other solutions. So thank you.
Legalize
Thank you
sham.
so much. All right, no other speakers. Let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now consider item 5, called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky, for which amending motion 5A, Yaroslavsky Park, has been introduced, circulated, and posted on the bulletin board.
All right, comments, Councilmember Yaroslavsky? Okay.
Yeah, so we waive, oh, no, I
No,
don't need to say
okay,
anything.
all right. Hearing no comments, seeing no comments, let's open the roll
No,
on
we
this
don't want
item.
to say nothing. That's
Close
in the secret
roll,
meeting where
tabulate the
nobody's
vote.
supposed to hear.
14 ayes.
14
All right, what's
ayes,
next?
no nos.
The council may now consider item 28, called special by Councilmember Park, for which amending motion 28A, Park Rodriguez, has been introduced, submitted, and circulated, and posted on the bulletin board.
All right, let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now consider item 33, called special by Councilmember Hutt, for which amending motion 33A, Hutt Jurado, has been introduced, circulated, and posted on the bulletin board.
All right, let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now consider item 36, called special by Councilmember Jurado, for which amending motion 36A, Jurado Soto Martinez, has been introduced, circulated, and posted on the bulletin board.
All right, let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now consider item 10, called special by Councilmember Price for recusal and by Councilmember Rodriguez for a separate vote.
All right, Councilmember Price is recusing, and we're looking for Councilmember Rodriguez.
Yeah, there's no's sometimes. Every once in a while, though. A couple
All
of
right.
them will say no.
There she is. All
I've
right, let's
never
open the
seen it
roll on
like
this item.
deadlocked or close to. I've
Close the
never
roll,
seen that.
tabulate the vote.
I think the most I've ever seen was 4 no's.
12 ayes, 1 no.
There's
All
one
right,
no.
what's next?
The council may now consider item 45,
Everybody
called
but
special
Monica
by Councilmember
Rodriguez.
Price for recusal.
All right, Mr. Price is recused. Councilmember Jurado, do you have a comment on this?
Can we, after we vote, can we send it forthwith?
After this vote? Okay,
Yeah.
keep
Thank you.
standing, we'll do that. Let's open the roll on this item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Mr.
All right.
President, there's a request to send item 45 urgent forthwith, for which a separate vote is required.
All right, let's open the roll on urgent forthwith, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next? I think Mr. Price can return.
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They're posted and refers. Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can I ask that item 46 go forthwith, please?
All right, without objection, that'll be the order.
And for the record, the ordinance for item 46 is held over to October 31st, 2025.
All right. We have motions that have been posted and referred. Announcements, members, any announcements? Councilmember Padilla?
Well, she got some shit for not showing up 20 minutes.
Council colleagues, I would
from
like
the
to
last
take a moment
meeting.
today to recognize a very important community figure from the Valley, Mary Rosas. Can we give her a round of applause? Mary has recently announced her very well-deserved retirement, and I would like to highlight the impact of her career. She made the decision to retire after 31 years in community and government affairs. Her story is similar to many of those who grew up in the Valley. She was raised in the San Fernando Valley by non-English speaking parents who worked tirelessly to provide for 7 children. Mary has never forgotten where she comes from. Over 3 decades, she built a career at the intersection of community health and public service, beginning in Contra Costa County, supporting Latino leaders while working with Barbara Lee and serving with Kaiser Permanente in Northern California. She pioneered the first advocacy role focus on the Latino community at Eli Lilly, covering California, Hawaii, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. As a gubernatorial appointee, Mary served as deputy director at the California Department of Consumer Affairs, where she launched a fraud prevention initiative that partnered with cities and community leaders. She led a statewide team of more than 120 Californians to protect our senior and residents with limited English proficiency, delivering real tools and trusted information to people who need it most. Mary's service has always extended beyond her day job, and I think those of us who know her well know that very well. She has served as a commissioner for the LA County Department of Public Social Services and on the board of directors for Visión y Compromiso, one of my favorite organizations, the masterminds behind the Promotora model. And most recently, she deserved an appointment under Mayor Bass, and she now leads as board president of the new Academy of Arts and Science. A round of applause for that, too. So, throughout her career, Mary built stronger bridges between low-income neighborhoods and the institutions that serve them. For more culturally sensitive outreach that meets families where they are, to better consumer protection education for our seniors and immigrant communities, and a stronger pipeline of students and parents connected through schools. Mary, your leadership turned advocacy into outcomes for the Valley and beyond. So on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we thank you for the 3 decades of service. Congratulations on your well-earned retirement. And also, I want to personally thank you for all of your support in my career and everything that I've seen you do to create more leaders in your work with Latinas Lead. And thank you to the friends from the Latinas Lead network that are here to support you in this next step. But just know that it's a big deal for Los Angeles, a big deal for you, but it's also very important to me. So thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Councilmember Lee.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember Padilla. Mary, just want to say congratulations on your retirement. If you've been to any event in the Valley over the last couple of decades, we saw your bright, smiling face there, and you've been so involved in so many different ways. And I know even though you are retiring, you will stay very active in the CD12 community. I know you live in Granada Hills, and just want to say congratulations. It's well earned, and I look forward to your next adventure and whatever we can do together in Council District 12.
Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you so much, Councilmember, for bringing Mary in. On the other side of the city, I want to thank you for your great work. We have a store in Watts that is not just a great store in Freedom Plaza, but it's also a training center And so we have a number of our youth coming through and learning to be baristas, and also has a community room, which I
Learning to
appreciate.
make coffee.
But the story that you will remember.
How long does it take
is
to learn
early
to make
on,
coffee? A day?
I said, you're not opening another Starbucks in San Pedro until you open one in Wilmington. And I thought I was going to have a fight, and she was like, sure, we got that, we got you. And so that store in Wilmington is just about ready to open. So thank you so much for your commitment to all of our communities.
Thank you so much,
$4
Councilmember
coffees
Rodriguez.
in Wilmington, huh? That ought
Thank
to
you,
take
Imelda,
off
for
really
bringing
fast.
in our dear friend, Mary. I know we got to celebrate your retirement a few weeks ago, but
Wilmington
you
is
are
rough.
someone. When I
might say
think
it's worse
about
than Compton.
the Latinas that have broken into the corporate sector in high-profile roles, you're among those trailblazers in the history of our community, and you make us all proud. From your days with Barbara Lee to coming down here in your hometown and helping to not just Starbucks, all of the work that you've done over the course of your corporate life, but more importantly, everything you've done in your civic life. From our work together on Latinas Lead California and its preceding Hope Pack.
Starbucks is satanic.
You have been among the individuals that put your money and your time where your mouth is, where you actually showed up for so many of us. And you have been an incredible role model in nurturing so many other young female professionals into helping to ascend in their professional career. So on behalf of, I'm privileged and proud to call you a friend and have known you for, I think 20-something years, and really grateful for you and very excited about your retirement and what good trouble you might get in during this time. And I will be right there with you every step of the way. God bless you, I love
bet.
you, and congratulations.
I bet getting in trouble.
And thank you
every step
so
of the
much, Councilmember Conskerly, Councilmember Rodriguez, and thank you, Councilmember Padilla, for making sure we give this
Thanks for the
retirement
feedback
the
to the
recommendation
DEI
it
hire.
deserves. This is the kind of individual, this is the kind of angels that makes this a city of angels. It's, in between the valley and the harbor is South LA, and your fingerprints are all over all kinds of good work in that district. And I'm sitting
Fingerprints is
here
right.
in this chamber and in this chair, partly because you saw young leaders, young black and brown leaders at the Community Coalition, and you said, let me help you guys figure this out. And not just us, but so many other places around South LA and around the city of Los Angeles. So thank you for everything you have done. The city is so grateful, and we congratulate you on your retirement. All right, any other announcements, members? All right.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Please be advised that amending motion 33B, Harris Dawson Hernandez, has just been introduced, circulated, and posted on the bulletin board. Therefore, council would have to reconsider item 33.
All right, open the roll for reconsideration. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right.
And for the record, sir, amending motion 33B, Harris Dawson Hernandez, and amending motion 33A, Jurado, have been introduced for this item.
All right, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
And for the record, item 33 is amended by amending motions 33A and 33B.
All right. What's next?
There is a request to send item 43 forthwith.
Without objection. What's next?
The council may now proceed to adjourning motions.
All right. I'll ask everybody in the chambers for adjourning motion to rise for adjourning motions.
That's it, ladies and gents.
All right. Adjourning motions to my left. Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today, I respectfully ask that we adjourn.
All right. Don't really care about their adjourning motions. I really, really don't. I don't. Well, guys, I guess that's it. Another show. I mean, it was at least a decent one today. We got some regulars in there, right? Not a ton, but at least some. Oh, car chase, car chase, car chase. Well, maybe. What's up, MMA? I gotta tell you guys, after this show today, I'm not going to do any shows. Where's there a chase? Where's there a chase? I didn't get any updates or anything. I am MMA, just for a week. I'm gonna take a week off of streaming. I'm gonna take a week off of eBay because I need a little time. I got some work that I need to take care of and a few other things. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. A few other things that I need to do. So yeah, I just figured I'd take a week and get that done and yeah, come back, fun and set up. What do you mean what? Can I take a week off? I can't even take a week off. Man. What are you going to do for a whole week? I don't know. Watch the 9,000 other people that are just like Smoke and Scan? You could do that. You could always do that. Trust me, it's only going to make you wait more and want it more. Yeah, I just need to recharge. I need to do a few things. I have a few things I need to do this weekend, and yeah, I just need to take care of a few things. So, I'm not going anywhere for the most part. Just for a week, we'll be back. So yeah, no show tonight. No show until Tuesday. No show till Tuesday. So nothing on Friday. Nothing tomorrow. No LA City Council tomorrow. I mean, you guys can watch, of course. But, yeah, I'm just going to, like I said, take some time. Just a full week. I'll see you guys back on Tuesday at 10:15 a.m. And then that whole week, we'll go back to our normal thing and see everything that we normally see. Kind of fine. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got so many things I got to do. Nothing tonight. Yeah, so I apologize, guys. Well, it's only one day, man. You'll be fine. Before you know it, Friday will be over, and you'll be like, yeah, see, I didn't even miss it. So, yeah, you're canceling YouTube all because of that. You shouldn't do that just because of that. Sometimes, guys, I like I said, having the other job and stuff, it's overwhelming, and I need to take care of a few things, and I'll get it done. I'll get it all fucking finished and be done with all that and get all that behind me and give myself a day or two off and do that, and yeah, you guys will be just fine. Thank you, Sky. Yeah, you guys will be just fine. Trust. You'll be okay. There's plenty of reruns if you want to watch a rerun if you're fiending for Smoke and Scan. I'm sure if you go back far enough, you will you won't even remember the show, so it'll be like watching it for the first time. Next thing you know, it is Christmas, Pete. How are you, buddy? Next thing you know, it's Christmas. We're almost here at Halloween. We're almost there. Well, I mean, right now it's Tuesday at 1. I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday is probably even Mondays, the slowest days in Vegas. But, it's this facade they've been hanging up. Oh, we're not that big. Oh, we made just as much in gaming. Well, I mean, again, I get it. August numbers should be up. You have football. What's the busiest betting season? Hey, what are you doing? It's always football, right? People are betting more on football than any other sport. They bet on every sport. I'm not saying they don't. But I'd be willing to bet, so if you look at the numbers, more money's placed on football than any other time, so that's why the money's up. That, and you're charging 3x for what you normally charge to. If you can get just a few idiots to pay 3x, you're all good. So, yeah, I think it speaks for themselves that they did like a citywide sale for 5 days, a bunch of shit, some places offering free parking and things like that. They don't do that when money's great. Okay? They don't. When things are perfect for them and their wallets, just let it ride. Shh, just let it ride. We're doing good. We're cruising. But when you're putting up sales and handing offers out, That means you're not making out as good as you make it seem. That's it. We all need to unplug a little bit sometimes. That's it. Yeah, it was a good show. I mean, fuck, we got 12 shout-outs. Shout out to everybody. Audit LA, Mr. Herman, 3-Inch Shrimp, Spindler, Red Shirt Guy for giving us a shout-out. Can I get a sticker for the inconvenience of what? Inconvenience of what? How are you being inconvenienced? What? By not seeing the show for a week? Come on. Come on. It's not that important. That's right. Go to the Discord and hang out with Katie and the gang on the Smoke and Scan Discord and have fun there. What's up, Mark? Thank you. I appreciate you, Mark. Yeah, that's just what I need to do. He did, blushing. I don't know who he is. I just call him Red Shirt Guy because he seems to wear red shirts. I know he's not like a MAGA dude, that's for sure. He's not, even though he's wearing red shirts. Can't get that twisted. So, but yeah, as long as he goes at them, I'm great. I feel like you're being honest and real. Anybody who is supportive of these people is just an ass licker. Just is. There's no way around it. You're just an ass licker. Because like I said, truthfully and honestly, there isn't one thing in this city run by any of those folks in that horseshoe that's doing better than it was. Not one thing. Nothing. Not crime, not homeless, not trash pickup, not vandalism, not anything. Not less regulation. Nothing. Nothing. And not to say they create the regulations, because they don't. They're useless puppets. They go by what their masters say. But I lump them all together because they support the master, the king of California, the king and queen of California. All those people talking about no king, no kings, no kings. Funny how they didn't talk about that king and queen. They don't mention them. And you know what I find really funny? I've slowly noticed this on a few different others, and I saw it again last night on Danny Mullen, with Danny Mullen and Leo. Okay? They went to the ICE facility in Provo, Utah, dressed as, they look like two G.I. Joes. Okay? And they went there, and there was a whole bunch of folks who were gay. And yet they were attacking Danny Mullen and Leo, calling them gay. So it was gays calling other people gay. Who's the top? Who's the bottom? They were asking them. You know, so derogatory. And I say, that's the side of diversity, equity, and inclusion, huh? And half those people are gay. So it's funny. I find that really, really funny now. That I see a lot of that in multiple ways, in multiple streams, and multiple different YouTube sites. Where you have gay people making fun of gays. But you're so into equity and inclusion. What's up, Terp? Multiple SWAT trucks around 3rd and 4th Street in downtown LA. Uh-oh, what's going on in downtown? Downtown, doo-doo-doo-doo. You must have a standoff, Terp. I'm not seeing anything. Let me see. Anything on my Twitter feed. Yeah, it must be like a standoff going on over there. I haven't got anything on the news about it, of course. But you guys are quicker on the news than the news is. I'm looking right now. Hold on. I don't fucking see nothing. Yeah, no, it's true. The gays are not digging Transtifa. Well, I think some are, man. Oh, they weren't stopped. Oh, you just saw them there at that corner. Ah, turn. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on my feed here. I don't know. That's from Los Angeles. Oh man, play me something new. Yeah, I don't. Oh, is that it? yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm gonna keep an eye on it though. Thanks, Terps. Good to see you. Shout out to you and Gum. Yeah, MMA, I'll be gone, so there won't be any chases with me. So you know if I'm gone, should be a really good weekend, or week rather, sorry. I keep forgetting it's Tuesday. A really good week of chases. So now that I'm gone, you're going to see like 12 of the best chases you ever seen with 2 T's. Then we can always watch them. You know, we can always hang out together and watch them. Because I'm not going to watch them if I'm not, you know, that's my rule now. I made that rule a while back. If I can't stream it, this chase, I don't watch it at all. I don't put it on my phone and watch it some other time. I don't do that. You know, I want to watch it with you guys. That way, if I do a live, you know, cast, we can get you an honest opinion and a true reaction. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Burn? You know what I mean, Burn? We got us a chase. I don't know. People were saying that, but I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. No chases. I ain't seen it. It's not on the news, that's for sure. And then I was checking to see what the Chicago and Portland newses were doing to see if there was anything live on their news, but apparently there's not enough of the dummies out front of those places to even garner the news to get on over there. News don't even want to waste $10 in gas to roll and watch the 28 dummies that are sitting in front of an ice facility. Yeah. Yeah, AWAR. Or, I'm sorry, Oscar. Sorry. It was hopping up on me. And why am I leaving for a week? Well, Danny, I'm not really leaving. I'll be here kind of working, then leaving for a little bit. I'll be back and forth. I just got shit to do. That's all. I got shit to do, you know. Life is real. Smoke and Scan is real, but, you know, it takes a third seat. You know. That's the third seat. It's all the way in the back, Jack. So, yeah. But, you know, like I say, you know, not inundating you, I think, is a good thing. Not giving you a whole bunch of bologna and cheese, I think, is a good thing. You don't have to, you know, it'll make you miss it, I think, a little bit. You know, I think you'll enjoy the little bit of break and not having to hear me yell and shit and scream and holler like a lunatic. You won't have to do none of that. It just stinks. Sitting there right with his hearts. Look at his hearts right there. Thank you again, Gummy Terp, for the hearts. He loves them. It's it, like dating, grow fonder. Like, dang, I really miss this dude. Where is he? I miss him. Trying to tell you. Playing a little hard to get. You don't like bologna? I used to eat plenty of bologna when I was a kid. Bologna sandwiches weren't bad. I never cooked it. I know some people like to cook the bologna. Never cooked it. I'll just plain wrap like that. Throw a little cheese and some mustard or mayo. You're good to go. Boom. Erica, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Erica Thorpe. Thank you. Just gonna be away for a day and be back. Other than that, I'll really be here. Need to do things, you know. Health is wealth, that's it. And if I don't take care of myself, then there ain't gonna be no more show anyways. That's a beautiful shot. People ask me, why do you live in California, man? And that's why. Look, you can see the Palisades right there, man. A lot of houses still burnt. You can see the charred parts of the hills over there. Can you see it? Very far end over there. Sad deal. Looks like a beautiful... I gotta tell you, yesterday was such a fucking beautiful day here. Man, it was one of those days where I had to have the windows down. No AC. I just like... It was that nice outside. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you, TG. Appreciate you. Yeah, not much for the fried bologna. Yeah, you're going to miss out on the action, the Portland action, Damon. Well, it's okay, Sean. I'm all right with that. Even if I miss 10 chases, I'm all right with that. Even if I miss the best chase ever in the history of chases, I'm all right with that. Because I know I could always rewatch it with you guys. Since I won't be watching it, it'll be like I never saw it before. To me, it doesn't matter if I watch it later on. I see plenty of movies 10 years late, 20 years late, and I still like them. Doesn't bug me. I don't have this obsession with live. Doesn't matter. Because I realize nothing is live that you're watching. Anything. Anything and everything you're watching on the square box that you call a television, whether it's online or actual, cable, digital channels, whatever, it's all on a delay. All of it. Might even just be a second or two, but it's always on delay. Oscar, how are you? And that's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's a beautiful camera. Santa Monica Beach. There's the pier. Beautiful day. One of the first days of fall. This is what fall looks like. You guys are already starting to get colder weather and some rainstorms whipping through. Thunder and lightning. Yeah, this is what we get. This is what we get. Yeah, unplug a little bit. So you're saying that you are not as obsessed. What do you mean? You might not be talking to me. Or if you're talking about me about the live thing, yeah, I'm definitely not obsessed with live. Because I understand how it works. Nothing you see is live. Even that baseball game. You saw the difference, right? I said, oh, he's safe. And some of the people like Hank were like, well, wait a minute. You're way ahead of me. I didn't even see the play yet. Yet, his TV's live, my TV's live, and I guarantee you my TV still is back if we were sitting there a few seconds. So, I don't have that obsession with live. I understand that in this day and age, we became this obsession with instant. And I think it started with like ATMs. I know it sounds stupid, but I remember the days where you had to go into a bank and wait in a line and there was 10 motherfuckers and there was only 2 people fucking helping everybody, right? You're sitting there for 30 minutes at a bank to go get your $40, your $40 check cashed or whatever. Started with things like that. Then it moved to the supermarket. Now you bag your own groceries. You pay for your own bags. Now you're doing all the work other than putting it on the shelf, right? Instead of the only thing you're not doing is stocking the shelf. So that's all I'm saying. I just think we've come to this thing where everything is instant. The instant microwave, right? Need everything instant. I need to have my food in 2 minutes, not 12 minutes. I just think that's really what our world has boiled down to. Everything is instant. Nobody has patience, and I'm no one to talk about patience because I have very little patience. You guys know, you see it all the time here. I don't even need to explain. I'm just saying, as a society as a whole, everything needs to be like this for a lot of folks. To me, thankfully, I don't have that obsession. I could care less. I could watch old movies, old video that somebody sent me. It doesn't make any difference if I saw that video before or one day before you or 20 days after you. If I saw it, I saw it. To me, it doesn't matter. Yes, instant gratification, absolutely. Oh, he's safe. Yeah, his foot came off the bag. Big Christmas fell off the bag there. Oops, sorry, Momo. Sorry, Steve. Yeah, Patience is a virtue that I do not have. I haven't learned that one yet. Gotta be honest. Gotta be honest with you. You know? Instant everything. Instant rice, instant this, instant that. Everything is instant and quick. No more sitting there and having to wait for somebody to fucking write out a fucking check. You just click your card and off you go. Oh, do you have exact change? Hold on, here's 47 cents. 42, 43, 44, 45. Carlos Rodriguez, let's go!
My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure.
Thank you, Carlos Rodriguez. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I will, Gail, I will. I'll feel better. Hopefully rejuvenated. See some of my friends. So yeah, I think I think we love you. And the chases is upset reaction. Is upset reaction. Is up reaction and is legal. Is legit not funny anywhere. Well, thank you, miss. I appreciate that. You know, I try to put a different spin on it. I'm not really, reinventing the wheel. I think really what it boils down to is most people, at least when it comes to chases, you're used to watching it on a TV station where you have a talking head who has to be politically correct, and most of the time everything they're saying is scripted for them on a teleprompter. And if not, they have to ad-lib a little, and then that's where they start to get lost. They're really great at reading scripts that people write for them. Read through it, really good. Very little error, but when you got to just cut the teleprompter and tell them roll, just go with it, that's when the problem happens. But it's also because they can't speak like me. If they were to use the language I use, they'd be fired. Any kind of opposition, you're fired. I mean, I remember they did it to the people on Channel 5. There was one person who I think got let go or fired on Channel 5, and then one of her friends got one out and spoke about it the next day on Channel 5. Then he was fired the next day for speaking about it. So, yeah, there's a lot of politic in there. And just to be fair and honest to them, they have to be robots. That's what they are. They're paid robots. I'm gonna read everything you write. I'm gonna say it to a T. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good day. I just won't do that. I just won't. So, yeah. A lot of politics that goes on there. You got to be the ass licker. That's why I could never work in those kinds of situations. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it for myself. I know myself. I couldn't do it. All right, I'm going to blast one more bag off this thing. I think we'll be good, and then I'm out of here. Oh, yeah, Hav, or Javi, I don't think it has anything to do with a particular channel. I think it's across the board. We've always tried to be politically correct, and, they're all run by one side. So it is what it is, and you're not going to change that. They were exposed. Look at that. Look at the helicopters. Shit, yeah. So here we are. Now you know. How much do you believe them? You know what I mean? Because I don't. Not anything they say. I mean, there's a reason why we watch their video, but never, ever, ever play their audio. Unless it's one thing. And that one thing is a press conference, because I want to see the narrative they're shaping for you. Because there's some things that have happened in the last month that I'm pretty sure that you've looked at and seen, and now you're seeing everybody on YouTube pick it apart, and you're saying, well, wait a minute, there is a lot of holes there. And like I always say, how do you believe the liar? How many times does the liar have to lie to you before you say, they're a liar? So it's up to you to not believe them, and if you do, then, that's your fault. You're a sucker. And that's okay to be a sucker. Because that's your life. You're allowed to be a sucker if you so choose. I just, You know, a lot of people yell at me, but I heard that from them, David. Fantastic. They also told you lots of things they lied to you about. So we could do this all day. I just feel like you don't, you know, I don't listen to much of what they have to say ever.
Smoke.
They've showed their true selves. And I don't need to be lied to more than once to believe you're a liar. That's it. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Been all that. You've been all that. That's what you've been. Yep. Well, it's only a conspiracy until it's proven true. Then it's, hold on a second, I never said you were lying. I never said that about you. Well, you know, Mary, again, they're going to use labels. Some side likes to use labels. They call you all kinds of things. That's what they do. They label you. Why? Because they label themselves. Because they segregate and label themselves. I'm this. I'm a unicorn today. I'm a squirrel tomorrow. Okay? I'll never just say, well, I'm a human. I don't hear that a whole lot. I'm this color. I'm that sexual gender. I'm this. I'm that. Call me this, they, do, thy. Labels. They label themselves. So why wouldn't they label you? It's all they got. It's all they got. There's magical times. I mean, we're living in a fucking twilight zone for sure. Any time now, Rod Sterling's going to walk in right behind me with a cigarette lit. Start telling us a story. Candace Owens is on the payroll of Qatar. How do I get on the payroll of Qatar? I want all that money. Where all that Arab money at? Why can't I never get none of that? Why ain't nobody trying to pay me off? Everybody hates smoking scared. Right? That's what I'm saying, Beach Bum. Come on. Everybody get jacked. Of course, smoking scared get jacked. Is an anti-fascist a communist? Is an anti-fascist a communist? Well, it depends if who you're talking to. And it depends on the person. I understand some people not liking fascism, but again, most of the people that call people fascists don't know what fascists are. So again, depends on who you're talking to. You may call him His Eminence. That's it. Rod Sterling was a straight G. Yeah. There are some crazy Twilight Zones. I didn't watch a bunch, you know, but some of them were crazy. Like the one with the dude on the wing and on the fucking plane. That was a wild one. Pig doctors. You know what I mean? They pull their mask down and those pink faces. They are, John. In my book, they are. They're homegrown terrorists. That's what they are, homegrown terrorists. Well, what do I need to say, Robo? You tell me what I need to say. Apparently Jews run the whole world, according to you and the space lasers. I find it funny that less than 2% of the world controls the whole world. I find that funny. I find that funny. Ooh, that was a nice pitch. 2-1 Detroit, guys. Bottom 7, no outs. Schoolball's still on the mound, man. He's got to stay in there. I need him to pitch for at least another inning, I'd bet. I wouldn't want to give it to the bullpen right now. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm ready for the Dodgers. Johnny, I'm fucking ready. Dodgers and Reds. I'm ready. Well, no, sir. Do you think they hired her because she's Jewish? She doesn't seem that Jewish to me. I think it's the progressives there. Don't think they don't have them there. And again, what are we even talking about? Has she made any change there? She's busy worrying about what we're doing here. Yet her country's still struggling. And if her country was doing great, people wouldn't be leaving by the mass loads to come to other countries, including this one, to have a better life. Damn, that's his 11th strikeout. Holy smokes. Whew, he's fucking dealing today. So yeah, I find that funny. You know, you should be concentrating on your own shit. On your own country that's been shit for years. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people, but ran by corrupt folks. Bought and sold. Paid for. And I think if anybody says anything different, you're lying, or you're lying to yourself. Okay? It's a big place, Mexico. It's got like, what, 30 fucking states? 30. It's not a small little place. Fucking huge. And in fairness to her, it was run by shit when it was Vicente Fox. I think that was his name, right? Wasn't that the last president? Vicente Fox? I'm pretty sure. And the guy before him. I keep telling you, nothing's going to change until fucking Bane shows up.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
That's it. And when him and his henchmen show up across the world and start taking over the world and say,
Your punishment must be more severe.
nothing will change. Nothing. That country's not ran by Schaumbaum or whatever her name is. That country is ran by the cartels. They have the power. They're the most powerful people in that country. And from what I gather, each state is broken up into territories by, different folks that control those territories. Right? And they have all the power. And they've had the power. This shit isn't something that started last year. Okay? Let's just be honest. Cubs and Padres are on. Well, this game's almost over. I mean, Fubal's about to get his 12th strikeout. End the inning here. Oh boy, and they can't even muster much for him. Give him 2 runs. There it is. Called it. He's still throwing 101 miles an hour. 7 innings down. Through 7 innings, and he's still hitting 101. Holy smokes. Talk about a stud. Fuck. What the hell is a mask? It says mask, not mask.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
See, it says mask. Clearly hear it. Presidente Narco. Would I work for El Chapo? No. I don't work for any of those people. I don't know any of those fine individuals. Let them do what they're doing. I ain't got nothing to say about none of that. I've been to Mexico a few times. I enjoy it. It's a beautiful place. People are nice. Great food. Nice sights. It's fun. It's affordable. It's not one of those places where you got to bring $1 million to have a good time. You can eat well, stay at a nice place for relatively cheap. So, yeah. I thought that was 12. Are you sure it was 13? I think is it 13? No, I think it's 12. Echoplex Media, shout out to you and the rest of the Raiders.
Welcome.
I remember Echoplex in like Silver Lake or something. I don't know, Garrett. You're asking the wrong person. I think the question is what you're insinuating. So then how does a lady like her gain power, right? I would say to you, well, how do they have the influence there? What have they done? You know? I think you're thinking too much into it. I think you're going to that space laser narrative. She's just a puppet like all the rest. A progressive puppet. That's it. Get the female vote. I mean, there's more females on this planet than there are males. And I'd venture to say if we went and looked in Mexico and looked at the population, there's probably more females in Mexico than males in Mexico. I don't know. We have to see. What's that saying? Trained hawks stolen during Rams game at SoFi Stadium have been found dead. What? That sucks, dude. Who the hell would steal 2 hawks and then kill them? Like, what's the point? Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you. Thank you again, Carlos. I appreciate you, Carlos Rodriguez. Yeah, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. What a weird fucking world we live in, that someone thought it would be funny to steal 2 well-trained birds that are beautiful and then take them and kill them. Like, well, who does that? Like, why? What did those hawks do to you? You really don't like the Rams? Well, go talk to Stan Kroenke. Write him a letter. Tell him how much you don't like the team. Okay? Maybe you didn't like the move from St. Louis. I don't know. What did the birds have to do with it? Makes no sense. And how do they have 2 well-trained hawks there that nobody's watching, caged up? Like, what's going on? Yeah, it's 6-1. How do you get out of a SoFi Stadium with fucking 2 cages with 2 hawks in them? Like, how does that happen? How do we walk out of there? I mean, sure, it's got a million different cameras in that place. I've never been to SoFi. I've been by it, drove by it. I've never been inside of it. But one would venture to say there's plenty of cameras in there. I love hawks, too. I mean, I'm not a huge bird person, but hawks and things like that are just, they're awesome. Crazy. 12:08 first pitch. Yeah, this game's almost over. It's 2-1, top 8, 3-2 pitch, no outs. They don't want to overlap too much, but they got to keep the games going. A lot of playoff baseball, man. Nothing like October baseball in September. Playoff baseball. All right, guys. They're big, loud, and heavy. Yeah, and there's 2 of them, and I'm assuming you didn't take them out walking them on your arms. That would have looked even more funny. So I'm assuming you rolled them out in their cages. And I'd venture to say the cage for a hawk has to be pretty big. It's not a parakeet. You know? Probably have to have a pretty big fucking cage where you and I could fit in that motherfucker. And there's 2 of them. Highly doubt there's putting 2 hawks together like that. Sucks. Sucks to hear, man. Stupid people, stupid things. All right, guys, I'm out of here. But thank you for everything. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. I appreciate all of them. Thank you for the thumbs ups. They work, and they are free. I will see you guys on Tuesday. And I know what you're saying, but wait a minute, Damon. It's Tuesday. I know. I will be gone for a little bit. I need to take care of some things. Need to relax a day or 2 for myself and do that stuff too. But I love you guys. I will see you guys on Tuesday at 10:15 a.m. Other than that, enjoy your week. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully there's no chases. I'll be honest, man. I hope you get skunked. That way we don't miss nothing, and it makes no difference, right? We just missed hanging out. But you guys know what happens when I leave. So get ready. You're going to see 3 or 4 of the craziest chases you've ever seen in your lifetime. It's going to be like ice cream truck, and he's going to get out of the ice cream truck and steal a helicopter. Then helicopter's going to land in the water. Then he's going to steal a jet ski and take off and go to Catalina Island. It's going to be something crazy like that, for sure. Shots fired in the water. You know, and then he jumps down into the water and just, you know, swims away. Can't even find him because he's under the water the whole time with his aqua lung. I can see it happening. You know what I mean? I could fucking see it. Border Patrol gets involved. Same with the fucking Coast Guard. They're shooting out of the cutter. I can see it. I'm not going to Vegas. I'm not going to Vegas, but I wish I was. No, I don't wish I was. I don't want to go to Vegas till they learn their lesson. They don't want my money. They've told me. So I'll just stay at home with it. Then steal a spacecraft. Yes. Then he's going to ride the back of a dolphin. Whole time, dolphin ain't running out of gas. Fuck you, spit that motherfucker. Where's your spike strip now? All the helicopters have to leave because they all ran out of gas. Dolphin just keeps going. Feeding the dolphin on a stick. Just feeding him as he's going. I can see it, just like fucking Flipper. I can see it. All right, enough of this shit. I'll see you guys, man. You guys have a good one. Keep the no-nos on, even though I won't see you till Tuesday. Much love. On behalf of Stink Bomb and myself, I'm out of here for now. Enjoy your week.
This party is officially over.
See you guys. I'm going home.